Hello everybody, today we are here in the Avalon Resort in Ubud, Bali, and we will just share with you a little bit of insight of some of the common issues that we might be facing, you might be facing in workplace. So let's just have a little bit of a roundtable answer and go one by one of the issues that you might be feeling or experiencing at workplace. What about you, Suzanne?
I find that a lot of my staff they don't seem to have the initiative and drive to do even the mundane work. And I was hoping that they can take on more work and do it with a willingness. But I don't know whether it's the motivational factor. If there's something that will help them to look forward and do things on their own and be motivated to get going for the day, that would be great.
Sounds to me like the motivation issues there, that the staffs are not really going in their full potential in executing a task.
That's right.
Yeah. So maybe we can have an insight of how do we boost motivations among our team members to get the most out of everybody, right?
Yes, that would be good if it,
so we have our experts here. Our experts that could share the insights. Okay, maybe you would want to share, Dr. Azizan.
We probably give them a motivation pill. I'm joking.
Is that what?
There's no such thing as motivation pill. Actually, worldwide, a lot of organizations having the same issues. The key issues of how to motivate the staff is like become a global issues, whereby now people are blaming Gen Y of like not having the drive, but actually I think the reason why people do not have motivation and why we can't motivate them because we do not understand what would be the emotional driving force behind what they do or how they do things. Probably we don't understand that part, and we need to go deeper and learn how to understand the key emotional drive behind every single person that we have in the team. That will probably help to actually motivate them or giving them a direction of how to improve themselves.
So if there's no motivational pill, so what can we do to improve that motivation?
Among the things that I realized that Dr. Azizan shared is that to identify the emotional drive behind each and every member of our team.
So we need the tools, right?
Yeah.
We need the tools.
Okay.
We need the tools because not many ways, or there's not much people are talking about the right tools.
Exactly.
A lot of people are trying to do like some profiling thing, understanding thing, but we don't really get to the point of understanding the emotional drive.
Exactly. Okay.
Right? So that's one of the things that we probably look at. We can talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The issues of
that's the first
motivations. That's I think like global issues in a workplace.
Workplace.
Yeah. Exactly. So Hafiz, what do you experience that could potentially, if we were to do something about it, it will make the workplace a better place?
The situation is in my company. As a managing director, in the meeting, I found that when people want to solve problems, they go into process instead of settle the problem. So, I think that the pakar here and the expert can settle it. Do you have any idea if the situation is not the problem is in my company? Maybe with the wife and the business and their customer, and do you have any idea how to avoid conflict?
Oh, so the issues on conflict, avoiding conflicts might not be the solution. Maybe our experts have insight on it. What do you think about it, Mr. Hero?
Okay, so the problem is, just like Mr. Dr. Azizan told us, that we don't really know what is the human drive behind it, and also people have different kind of processing. Okay, so what we don't know is there are 4 colors of our brain. That is how our brain process the things, and each person will process things differently. So for a green person, for example, and a red person, and a blue person, a purple person, they will process things at a different level, at a different ways. Okay, and also these kind of things, when they process things differently, they will tend to see things like oh my God, this is common sense to me. This is very easy to me. How come everybody else cannot do it? Because this is the usual way that we do it. But different person will be, oh my God, this is an alien thing to me. Okay, so the key is understanding other people. So how is this person actually process information? Once you get them to identify what is actually their brain color, which is taught by Mr. Arthur here, you actually understand, oh my God, this is how he do it. And once I can identify your process, your brain color, I can assign the task so much easier to you. I can give a task and then let you do your way. Okay? So the main thing here is to identify your brain color first, and we will learn about it a lot. Okay.
That's interesting. Identifying different processors in our brain. There are essentially 4 typology that you share, and we can look more into it from the knowledge that is developed for years of research by Mr. Arthur Carmazzi and team. Right. So now you have experienced years of work in engineering, and essentially in that field, you might be experiencing issues. What would be something that you could share with us, Mr. Khor?
So one of the biggest challenges that I see is people are not interested in their work.
Not interested in their work.
Yes. So they come into the office, spend time at the desk, or in the field, or in the workshop, in the factory. But then they go back having done very little work. So maybe out of 8 hours, they would have done productive work for 2 hours or 2.5 hours.
Okay.
And just spending time, wasting time for the rest of the time. So how do I make them more engaged? How do I then make them more interested in what they need to do, what the work is all about?
Increasing engagement to have higher efficiency.
To deliver more
Quality, of course.
more quality,
Yes.
better work culture, better delivering customer service, more customer satisfaction.
Of course.
That's the biggest challenge I think which faces us today.
To increase engagement. Yeah.
Yes.
In today's world, especially when we have Instagram and Facebook, you know that people start to go to online media
Absolutely.
and communicate instead of the workplace. So it sort of reduces the engagement. I think we can get the insight from our experts here, our guru, Mr. Arthur Carmazzi. What do you think about it?
Well, engagement is essentially a product of culture. Okay? The greater the organizational culture supports success of the individual, achieving personal success through the organizational objectives, the more engagement that you have. And that incorporates what Dr. Azizan has said about the emotional drive. It also incorporates what Hero here has said about colored brain, as well as a number of other factors that meticulously and systematically can inculcate or can sculpture a specific organizational culture.
I see, okay. So it is about culture change, essentially, in an organization.
And the creation of leaders. You can have culture change in a team, or a department, or an entire organization.
Wow. And now, thank you, Mr. Arthur. And now we have Miss Rachel here, who has more than 15 years experience in corporate training. I bet you've seen a lot of issues.
Yes.
So maybe you can share one of the major issues that you've encountered again and again and again and again.
Okay. As a corporate trainer for the last 15 years, I find that one of the most common issues is actually communication, or rather miscommunication. And a lot of the issues involved here are things like staff shouting at each other instead of speaking nicely to each other, conflicts, sometimes even deliberate misunderstanding or pretending not to hear another person, or even, I don't know, either deliberately, intentionally or unintentionally misunderstanding messages or instructions given to them. And other communication issues include conflicts among team members, particularly in the way they conflict. And I think one area that is being highlighted by corporates over and over again is employees' inability to communicate clearly about their to communicate clearly at the workplace.
I see.
Thus,
perpetuating the whole cycle of conflicts and misunderstandings and quarrel at the workplace instead of working productively. So communication has always cropped up again and again, the issue of miscommunication. It's a very, very serious and a key issue, and is eating away at a company's productivity.
Yeah, and I think to an extent, from the days that we've been learning in directive communication, I find that will be an essential tools to resolve these issues once and for all. I mean, the issues might come up again and again, but how do we make use of directive communication effectively to face this challenge of breakdown in communication, essentially, and how do we implement that into the work culture, especially in corporate sector?
Also, if you don't mind, I just want to come in and just to get everyone to understand this issue. There's a lot of training outside there. People are doing training and every kind of methodology.
Yes.
But what am I here, and why? What I've been learning over the past few days. The key things would be understanding the process. What Hiro was saying, understanding the process, how people make that decision using the common way of the process information.
Okay.
So, not much people could tell you how people think. Alright?
Yeah.
But I found that using brain color methodology or color brain methodology, we would be able to understand deeper
Exactly.
on how people think and operate. Then, when we understand about the emotional drive, we could use that to really suit and tailor the kind of task that we want to deal with them, the kind of how we want to convey the information, why miscommunication happen. Because we do not talking same language with them.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reason why when actually author was telling us about there is a certain training, like the Hero Way training, where corporate companies can send their staff, and they could actually get their staff to be assessed, to understand about the way they process things, the way the emotional drive behind it, and then get them to work together much better as a team. I think this is the kind of training that you need.
Exactly.
It's got to be simple. It's got to be like, you don't have to answer 300 questions to understand the personality. It's got to be like everyone can use it.
Exactly.
It's got to be like you learn it, you can use it forever. Not only, I mean, inside your department, or you can use it to manage the stuff much easier. As long as you got the result and moving towards the right objective. So the thing is, I think this is the kind of training I think corporation need to really consider about it. And, you know, if Otto would probably share more on the Hero Way training, because I think a lot of company outside there do not know there's a simpler method but effective method to actually understand their people.
Thank you, Dr. Azizan.
Thank you. Anything to add?
Yes, sure. Yes, I have been to many trainings in the world, and I have seen so many experts in the world, but it seems like they have an incomplete picture. I mean, they've got the motivational thing, but how does actually the brain process things? It's not really complete, and when it comes to applying it, it becomes okay. But this thing, there's a missing puzzle in it, and you can't really see the whole picture in it. So, with Arthur, he has a fabulous program. It's a 3-step program. First is the Hero's Way. Okay, there is a being right. What's actually right for each of us? Okay, and the second one, we begin to understand. Oh my God, this is the brain color. This is how our brain process things. We actually know. Oh, my stuff is blue. My stuff is green. My stuff is red. My stuff is purple. I know this actually. And then what? How can I motivate them? How can I motivate them? That is where the part 3 comes in. There is the human driver. And Arthur has neatly compiled them all and delivered them into a simple package, just like Dr. Azizan said. It's a very
Hero Way training.
It's a Hero's Way training. It's a very complete package, yet it is very easy. Very easy to use. I mean, you can use the tools. He has so many tools. He has the cards. He has the inventories. He has so many games which you can immerse yourself in it, and you can directly apply it. So you don't need so many days to understand it. You don't need weeks to understand it. It simply takes days or maybe hours even to understand the program.
So, will you guys who have been undergoing the training so far think that it is an absolutely fantastic and awesome way to resolve all the conflicts that we've been facing? What do you think? Do you think it's awesome?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's a great way.
Yeah.
It's a great possibility.
Okay, so Arthur, in conclusion, how do you see that all corporate sectors should, all the corporate companies, they should really jump and get started on the Hero program and essentially resolve all these issues that have been eating away the company from the inside?
Well, see, the main problem is that oftentimes we think that there is one way to solve a problem, and we try to impose that on our people and our processes and all of this stuff. And you know what? Unfortunately, people just don't fit into boxes. And because of that, we have created the Hero's Way, where we bring people in, and people who come into these courses literally develop their own hero identity, a way to lead a culture within a department, within a team, within an organization. A hero who can solve conflicts without conflict. A hero who literally develops an organization, a group of people that will literally be engaged because they feel successful in the process of achieving the organization's objectives. The result? A better culture, more personal effectiveness, more productivity, and you know what? The people, when they go home, they get to use this at home and develop better families, better children, and basically happier lives at home and at work. And
So Arthur, who do you think that you think is essential for you to extend this invitation to? Who will be the one who should really take up this?
okay, any people who have a problem that has been mentioned here, okay? If you have a large organization with 12,000 people in it, okay, and you want to send some of your people, you can measure the difference that those people will achieve in their productivity within a rather short time. If you have a small company, and you're just starting out and you want to make sure that you pick the right team, to make sure that you start with the right type of success, with the right group, with the right people who are going to develop your culture from the very beginning, this is the right place for you. If you are a leader at any level, this is going to help you to make an impact and inspire people to greater heights.
Sounds like a really awesome program to me. If I were you, I'll definitely sign myself up today, right now.